you doing?
I'm just looking at this. It's what was it called? The Road Atlas.
That's weird.
Found it at an antique store.
It looks like that little square thing that's in the middle of the front of the camper on the dash. Except it doesn't move.
Oh, the GPS. Yeah. I don't even know what I'm looking at. Hey everybody, welcome to 54 Nights. Has anybody told you we're like in the middle of a pandemic?
What?
Yeah. Like COVID something 19, 18, 17. So yeah, and
Learn something every day.
it's getting in the way of vacation, isn't it? I mean, we just want to go on vacation. That's all we want to do.
Everything's closed for so long. Got to wear masks at theme parks in the middle of summer.
Yeah.
Everything's changed.
With all the protocols in place, the normal vacation just really doesn't exist this year.
By the way, nobody's shooting back there. That's fireworks.
Fireworks!
In our city, yeah.
But the good news is, chances are if you're watching this, you're an RVer like we are. So we're in an awesome position. We really are. I mean, think about it. If we didn't have our RVs, we'd be going to
Nowhere.
hotels. Sorry. It's hard for me to say anymore.
Well, and people aren't flying right now.
No.
So people are buying RVs. So
I mean,
everybody knows we're in a good situation.
Yeah. But still, we got to kind of think outside normal. You know, it depends on where your, I guess, tolerance level is. Maybe what your idea of being responsible is. I mean, it differs with everybody.
There's a lot of variables in it.
Yeah. So, maybe national parks won't work for you. Even though they're mostly outside, but there's still a lot of, visitor centers, and, like Zion gets packed. You're going to have to ride a shuttle to go places, Maybe that's not in your comfort zone. The beach, after watching stuff that's happening down in Florida, the beach is probably out for most of us. And just regular tourist trip.
Private beach, that would be great.
Yeah. And just regular tourist trap type locations. Myrtle Beach, which is a beach, but you know what I'm saying, where a lot of people congregate, and maybe you don't feel so comfortable at places like that. And then theme parks. Whoa. Can you imagine going to Orlando, Florida in July and having to wear a mask all day long at the theme parks? Universal Studios or Walt Disney World. I mean,
I'm fully for it to open, but I don't think I could do it.
You're already having to breathe air that you can eat.
Yeah.
It's so thick, and now you're gonna have to wear a mask out there in that. Yeah, so those standard vacations are really out.
It has something to say about vacation.
So,
spend time with your dog, right?
so what do we do? I mean, if those standard things are out, if we don't feel comfortable doing those things this summer, but we still want to get away. That's the idea of vacation, is to get away. Well, I mean, that antique road map, that old road atlas, is an interesting tool. When you open up Google Maps, you get the map, and then GPS on your vehicle, you get a map. But the old school road maps, the road atlas, shows these little dots along all the scenic routes. and you can look at these and you can find some scenic routes, and maybe hiking. If you're into hiking, find some hiking trails, and just find a base camp that puts you in a good spot to go explore these scenic roads and hiking trails, and
bicycling trails.
And mountain bike trails.
Even go by a lake where you can do your paddle boarding or fishing or whatever if you go off by yourself.
Outdoor activities, and just hanging at the camper. It's just...
Social distance and camping actually go together really well.
They
It
do.
can.
And if you've got a family with kids, you've got board games, you got horseshoes, you got ring toss, all these different activities that you can do that it doesn't involve sitting at the house. Because if you're anything like us, if you're at home, you're thinking about that next project, that next thing that needs to be done. Getting out in the RV is a way to get away from that next thing that needs to be done.
Because it may still need to be done, but you can't do anything about it, so...
Yeah, might as well relax. Just for example, we just spent a week in Russellville, Arkansas. What's in Russellville, Arkansas?
Surprisingly, there's a lot around Russellville, Arkansas.
Not a whole lot in Russellville. There's a college there, but we weren't looking to do anything in Russellville because that would have involved being around people, and that was one of the things we wanted to avoid on this trip this summer. We'll call it the Corona summer. So we stocked up the refrigerator. We overstocked. Honestly, we got back and we still had 3 or 4 days worth of food left in the camper. So, but the whole idea was we stock up here at home. That way, once we get to the destination, we don't have to go anywhere. We don't have to cross paths with other people.
And for other people's sakes, we're taking any germs that we potentially have that we don't know we have, we're taking them to another area, and that's not right either. So that's a big part of it for me anyway, is I didn't want to go to a grocery store and accidentally leave some germs for somebody else. So
You don't mind leaving them with me?
I never mind leaving them with you.
Nope. Yeah, and so we had all the food we needed. We had, of course, we've got the RV. Everything we need is in the RV.
And we had the attitude of, if we didn't bring it, we're going to figure out how to
to go without.
Yeah. Which we did great. I don't think we had to go without anything.
No. It takes a little bit more attention to detail. A little bit more planning. To have everything that you think you're going to need.
Oh, for sure. Because we usually, we're out of Tylenol or butter or something.
Yeah.
We thought through everything.
Yeah. And the other thing, that was getting prepared for the trip. And once we got out there, we took a lot of rides, motorcycle rides, down some of these scenic roads that are near, and even one goes through Russellville, Arkansas. And one of the things we did when we stocked up on groceries is we got road trip snacks, things that we could put in a small cooler. And while we're on one of our road trips, going down one of these scenic trails, instead of stopping and grabbing a bite to eat at some restaurant, a local restaurant, which is something we all like to do when we're on vacation, instead of doing that, we had what was in the cooler. We had an orange, and we had some crackers and cheese, and a couple of drinks. That way we didn't need to stop in at a convenience store, grab a bag of chips. We didn't need to stop in at a diner to grab us a burger. We had what we wanted for that day in a cooler on the bike. So we didn't have to go in anywhere. Just another part of avoiding people.
Which we're introverts anyway, but this was
it's easy for us. It is honestly, this is the easiest thing we've done in a long time. We are part of the forgotten generation, the latchkey kids. We've got this stuff down to an art form. We've known how to do this for a long time. We didn't need any speech from Fauci to tell us how to do it.
We got you, Fauci. We got you.
We got this. Don't worry about us. Yeah. And then, you know, at the end of the road trip, we'd come back to camp and we'd make our own dinner. And there were activities at the campground that we could do. You know, one of the activities was sit and watch TV.
You're not a real camper.
I know.
What?
Yeah.
Real campers don't look at a television.
I know. You guys just need to give up on the real camper idea this time around, okay? But yeah, and if we had had kids, we would have had other activities. We would have had the ring toss. We would have taken the ring toss with us.
The campground we were at actually had a ring toss.
They had horseshoes. They had a horseshoe pit there.
That was pretty neat.
You know, and the campground wasn't real busy that we stayed at.
Not during the week.
Yeah, during the week. I mean, that's something you're going to find is when you stay at some of these state parks or even privately owned campgrounds, during the week, they're not that busy. If you're not at a tourist trap location, if you're not in Estes Park, Colorado, or Myrtle Beach, you know, or Orlando, Florida, these places are not that busy during the week. And I apologize for the lighting. It is terrible.
Actually, we were gone for a week. We were on the motorcycle and we did use sunscreen, but we got some killer tans. That's what this is.
So yeah, and we went on a hike. Nobody out there. Well, there was
one guy.
One guy that we saw on the trail there.
Hiking by himself.
Scoot over this way just a little bit. Let's see if we can get you.
Sunlight.
Look.
Our tans went away. My chair doesn't go over there. Okay.
Is that better?
They're probably like, no, that's not better. Get in the shadows.
Get back in the shadows. You know, hiking. If you've got, you know, water activities, kayaks, paddle boards, you know, stay at a state park that has a lake or a campground right near a lake where you can get to it pretty quick. You know, just there's a lot of things you can do to get you away from the race.
Reality.
You know?
Oh, the people. Get away from reality from home is what I was
That's
thinking.
what I mean,
But then
the race
you get
at
away
home.
From, okay, I see.
And just relax and enjoy. You don't have to go to a theme park or a national park to be a vacation. Just getting away is a vacation. So you gotta think outside your normal planning. Any other little tips? I mean, we didn't eat out. The only
Got gas.
we got gas. That's the other part of this. This is the cheapest vacation you will ever take.
It's true.
It honestly is the cheapest vacation you will ever take. We paid for the lodging for a week. We paid for the gas in the RV to get out there and get back. You know, the food we had was food we would have normally bought if we were at home.
Right.
And we had, you know, gas for the motorcycle, which, you know, when the motorcycle gets 45 to 50 miles to the gallon, that's not spending gas money, folks. That's allowance.
The gas money was put in the camper for the trip out there and the trip back.
Yeah, so, and we didn't buy any souvenirs. What souvenirs are you going to get for a scenic drive? You know, unless it's a real famous scenic drive.
And nowadays, unlike this ancient atlas you have, you don't have to develop your pictures. So, no money.
We went to a museum. And it was, when we pulled up in the parking lot, there was 2 other vehicles in the parking lot for this auto museum, which is typical.
You had already looked it up, and they said they wear masks.
Yeah, and I've been there before. It's in kind of an out of the way location. It's not very busy except during events. So I already had prior knowledge that, this was likely going to be a good, safe spot. And it was. We paid our,
we went in with our
$10 a
masks,
piece.
and the lady behind the counter had a mask on, and when we walked in, I'm sure this was for show, to show us she's doing this, she put her hand sanitizer. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
As soon as we walked in, she put her hand sanitizer on, and we gave her exact change, and we walked in this big airy area,
Yeah.
and with very few, like, one other family, two other families.
Yeah, so museums and some roadside attractions aren't completely out.
And they could probably need money right now too. So that's
Oh,
another
definitely.
part of it.
You know museums need money right now, and these roadside attractions, they need money. And if they're not busy, if there's nobody there, why not throw them a couple of bucks?
Mm-hmm.
But then you start getting out of the cheapest vacation you ever took
Right,
realm.
right.
Which, we spent outside of food and gas, we spent $20.
Yep.
That was it. $20 for a whole week. Cheapest vacation we've ever taken.
Yeah.
That's probably the cheapest weekend we've ever taken, quite honestly.
And like we alluded to, there's a lot of different comfort levels. So if you, speaking of giving people money, I mean, if you want to go to a local restaurant or something and you feel comfortable doing it and you're doing everything carefully, I mean, be you, but just be careful because of everybody else around you.
Yep. But anyway, just a couple of tips and a little bit of what we did in the last week, kind of maybe help you out on planning a road trip this year around all this pandemic madness.
Well, we can socially distance and let's watch firecrackers from our backyard.
Yeah. Fireworks are going off, and they will be going off every night until the day after July
5th. Yeah. Until yeah.
Anyway, guys, that's all we got.
And your camera said, okay. That's all we got for today.
And the camera shut off when I said that's all we got for the day, and the camera was like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, we're done. Click. Really?
I hope you all don't feel like our camera.
Et2 Canon. Hope this was helpful. Hope it maybe sparks a little flame in some idea of what you can do this summer. If you haven't already done something this summer,
what
if
have you done?
Tell us about it. Put it in the comments down below. Let us know what you've done so far.
Yeah, and other people know, because I mean, this is all new, and I mean, I bet there's a lot of things that you are all doing that we would be like, wow, that's a great idea.
Yep. We'll catch y'all down trail.
Bye.